Hello Internet, this is LordMaddog and I'm coming at you with another tutorial for my meta character creator. This one's going to be about adding new grooms. So if you want to add a new hairstyle or maybe a new beard or a new mustache or eyelashes or eyebrows, one of those type of things. So first things you're going to need obviously is going to need to have the groom. So we're going to go ahead and jump right to where I already have my groom right here all set up. It's one that's provided for free by Unreal Engine, so it's great. It's a long ponytail. It's basically just a longer version of the ponytail that comes default with the creator. Okay, let's jump into actually adding it to the game. We're going to need to find our hair. Our hair list is right here, but there are also, you should note that there's eyebrow list, there's also eyelashes, there's beards, and there's mustaches. So you just got to find the one that is relevant to the one we were working on. Right today, we're going to work on the hair. So we're going to jump here. And now, you don't want to add into like insert ever or anything like that. You always want to add to the very bottom list because some of the presets are already using it and the presets are according to the array number. So remember that, always add to the bottom if you're adding a new one. Okay, so new one. We're going to go ahead and obviously add it. We're going to go find it wherever it's at. It's very easy for me to find here. I could type its name in, but it's pretty long and I'm not going to do that. So here we are. We're just going to ask for the icon first. So thankfully it comes with the icon. So let's go ahead and add that right there, icon. Then we'll jump back here and we will add the hairstyle. Make sure we're on the right one. I do it. And we're going to call it long ponytail. And if this was anything else in my system, that would pretty much be it. You'd just be able to jump right on in and you're good to go. However, that's not the case in this situation. No. Grooms require a binding asset for absolutely everything you do, for every single head they're attached to. So we're going to have to make a binding asset. So that's pretty easy for one, but when you got 22 heads like we do, you're going to have to do a lot of it. So create binding asset. When you select, just so you know, it's right click on this and then you create binding asset. Then your target, we're going to type our default head. Default female head. Now the source mesh, this is how one you will make it so that will make sure where it's kind of binding to the head. And there's three options that are in default in the engine settings. So we'll take groom. And these are the three options that will be here. Your groom head, your legacy groom head, and your legacy groom head 2. And in this case, we're going to select a legacy groom head 2 because it's going to be the one that does not quite work. And I'll show you what happens when it does not quite work. So we'll show you that first. All right, so it'll create this nice little thing right here. And we actually don't need to do anything with this right now. I will need to change this one here in a few seconds later to make it the right one. Okay, now that we have that done, we're going to go ahead and move this to my head settings. So we're going to move it into my default female right here. Move. And let's see if we can find it. It's going to be a little bit of a mess to find it. There it is. Yeah, at the very end. We're going to rename it. You want to make sure that all groom bindings are named with GB because that is what I am using on this system. It doesn't affect anything, but it helps with finding stuff very easy. We're going to name it GB long ponytail, and then we're going to delete everything after it. So it's got all once this blah, 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 gobbledygook on the behind. We don't need any of that. There we are. And right there, long ponytail. Now we're going to need to make sure we have, let's just go ahead and copy the name so we can find it real easy. We're going to need to open my other database. This data table is going to have all of the groom binding lists. See right here, it's got, I think, a total of 156 right now, 1,566 right now. So we're going to go ahead and add one, and we're going to add the binding, the tail with the default tail right there we have there. Now what that'll do is enable it so it can find it, the binding list when it's trying to equip the binding. So we go main character here, the character. We have a set presets, not presets, hair, and it will now be here down at the very bottom. Preset. And as you see, it did not quite work because you picked the wrong one of these. So I was just doing that as an example. You're going to it'll be one of these three usually. And in this case, I think it's this one we're after because this is a newer one. So we're going to select that, save, And once you're done with that, you don't have to worry about doing that, get that right for any other time. See, now we actually have our hair in game, and you would say, we're done. That's great. We did it. We put a new head in. Sadly, it's not quite that easy because in my settings, I have it so you can actually change the head. And you can see here, if you change the head, it goes, ooh, it goes like it don't like that because it doesn't have a groom binding asset. So that means I have to make a groom binding asset for every single one of my heads. Now, for female heads, male heads, you have to have one for every single one, which can be really, really, really annoying. But I'm going to walk you through it so it won't be too bad. All right, copy. We're going to go ahead and start with Ada. We're going to paste this into here. Where to go? Down at the bottom. We will name it with a little extra thing on the end, Ada. All right. Now, once it's added, we got to open it up, and we actually got to go to the Ada head. The head. Thankfully, I have it really easy. Every single one of these heads are located right here in my face list. All of the faces are right here in the list, so they're easy enough to find. All right, then after we've got that working, let's go ahead and make sure we're selecting it again. We will have to add it to our groom binding list. So, boop, there we are. That is for this one, and now we have to do that for every single one of them. So we're going to copy again to go to Asha. I will show you 3 or 4 of these, just so you know what you're in for every time you add a new groom. It's just, I have worked my butt off trying to make this as easy as possible, but this is just how it works. You cannot change the groom binding system. I've tried to write coding to make it just so you could instantly select. Sadly, none of that worked. It just best to handly doodly for this. And I will not deny, I wish it was easier. So Bruce. All right, we're going to change the name again. Bruce. I spelled Bruce wrong. All right, Bruce. And then this one, Bruce. I spelled Bruce wrong again. Make sure we get the right Bruce. Which one is it? I think it'll be this one. Make sure that's the right Bruce. Yes, that's the right Bruce. And one thing I did not do, or did I do? Let's simply make sure, because I'm leaving them open. Control B, we're going to add in groom binding list. The last one we added to the groom binding list was Ada, so we'll add Bruce. We'll go here to get Asha. Control B, make sure we're selecting it. Add, and add Asha. All right, so we've got 3, and now you've got another 20-some to do. No, it's not quite that bad. It's close to it. I think it's another 17 to do. So you'll see here, if I change my face here, the first 2 will work, and then the third won't. Oh, well, we got lucky that it kind of fits, but most of these groove binding does not work. All right, so you will have to go through and make sure every single one has a binding, because even if it kind of looks like it works, like this one, it kind of looks like it worked, but it's not working. You can tell the head is all popped up and weird. Yeah, you can tell that those 2 are not working because the head's popped up and weird, because the groom binding list is not exactly the same. It's annoying, but it's something that has to be done. It's not too hard, thankfully. Anyway, that's the end of this tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have likes, shares, and comments are always welcome. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask in either this video underneath in the comments or on my Discord. If on the Discord, it may take me a few minutes to get to you because I don't always instantly check my Discord. But in the comments, I should reply pretty quickly. LordMaddog signing off.